We all love seeing Agile take flight, become more successful, become more pervasive and common. But one of the downsides of that is that in order to stand out and continue your career, you're going to need to actively work on staying competitive. How do you do that? Well, that's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Well, greetings, everybody. Welcome to my place. Hey, hope you had a great week. Hope you're out there crushing it, killing it. Listen, if you want to have a bright, fulfilling career, you can't just stand around chasing certifications, reading books on Agile, and doing what everyone else is doing. You are going to have to find a way to make and keep your distinction. And that's not going to be easy. That takes continuous, intentional work. So let me explain to you some of the things I want you to do so that you're constantly moving forward, evolving, creating spaces, niches, and opportunities for yourself. But first, let's remember why we're here. You know this by now. Say it with me. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works. Relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what you need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. If this helps you, do me a favor, tell a friend. And hey, come join us in the Facebook Badass Agile Listener Lounge. Free access to previews, discussions, and that ever-important tribe. You can find the link in the show notes below. Creating your Agile career is something that you have to put intentional focus and commit time to, as I always say, consistently over time. So what do those steps look like? It's not just about getting more education, attending webinars, and passing exams. Because if you do that, all you've got is the same knowledge that pretty much everyone else in your space has. You need to figure out what you can do that makes you distinct. What is the value that only you can add? What is the opinion or insight that only you can bring? What is the skill set that you have uniquely developed that makes you special to a certain kind of customer? The problem with chasing certifications is that you're running with the pack. You're chasing sameness. So when an employer or a potential customer, partners, colleagues, employees are choosing you, why would they choose you over your nearest competition? You got the same attributes, you got the same resume, you got the same skill sets. You're parroting the script. And why do we do that? We do that because we try to create a persona, to build a resume, to build a skill set, to build an offering that pleases the greatest number of people. Don't do that. The minute you've locked yourself into the idea that you need to be able to work for anyone, anywhere, anytime, you're dead. If you want to create distinction, you need to figure out what specific niche of people you are going to appeal to. Here's how you do that. Number one, if you're not already doing this, get in the conversation. Be on forums. Be in meetup groups. Join webinars, but don't stop there. Make friends, make contacts, have interesting discussions, reach out. Follow up and follow on afterwards. Connect on LinkedIn. Connect in person if you can. What I'm really talking about here is networking. Because in order to do what happens next, you have to be connected to people. You have to know what's going on. You got to have your finger on the pulse. You owe it to the industry and the customers that you serve to be up to date and informed. So joining the conversation, however you choose to do that, is critically important, and it's the first step. The second step is that as you're having those conversations, reserve 10, 15 minutes a day. You can do this in the car. You can do this on your commute. You can do this when everyone's gone to bed and you got half an hour of couch time. Shut the television off and think about, what are the gaps? What's everyone talking about? When you hear people say, I wish, I need, we could really use, what the world needs now. They're talking to you about problems worth solving. Make a note of it. Do you see patterns? Does some of those gaps really excite you? Are you uniquely qualified to fill those gaps? Because in addition to your Agile knowledge, you have some other skill set that is the master key to unlock those problems that people continue to struggle and be stuck with. Are you an Agile coach and a golf pro? If so, there's a bunch of problems that you, I'm willing to bet, are uniquely qualified to solve that most others are not. Are you a developer who loves fashion? Guess what? There's a unique intersection of skills and passions that will allow you to solve problems that most other people can only kick at. And it's that unique intersection that creates what I call your voice, your unique value, those things that you can do that nobody else can do. And because they're related to your passions, your gifts, your skills, your background, you can do them faster and better than anyone else. Does that make sense? Because you get up and you live this stuff and you love this stuff. You don't even have to try. You just do. Hell, you'd be doing this stuff in your spare time anyway, wouldn't you? So the sooner you figure out what your unique voice is, the sooner you can pump it out into the world, start conversations, lead solutions, serve people, which is my next point, offer value. If you're just sitting around waiting for people to discover your glorious, talented, good-looking self, unfortunately, you're going to wait forever. You got to get out there, create your own opportunities, create your own luck. Find people who are struggling with the problems that you would love to solve. Reach out, offer them some value. Don't know what that value might be? Try something, and then get some feedback. Let's say you offer them a free or cost-effective half-day workshop, and then nothing happens. The relationship doesn't grow. The conversation doesn't continue. Ask them, what would it take to make this even more valuable, to make this a no-brainer for you? Ask those questions. Good people will be willing to help you along in your career. But friends, it's never as simple as just going and trying an experiment, letting it fail, getting feedback, and trying again. You have to be continuously looking forward. What might the future look like? Where's this all going? Without a single bit of proof, without a single bit of insight to simply imagine. What's Agile going to look like in 5 years, 10 years? What are people going to need? Where's the world going? Where's business going? How is this going to change and morph? Because one thing we know for sure, especially those of us in the technical industry, is that nothing stays the same for long. Every empire falls. Remember that. So for now, if Agile is the prevailing force in project and product delivery, it won't be forever. Human beings are designed to strive, to build, to improve, and to make better. And it won't be long before someone figures out how to improve this, how to replace this, how to shift and flow to meet the changing times more effectively, more quickly. So don't stay still. And finally, I offer this last piece of advice. As I said in the beginning, the last thing you want to do is the same thing that everyone else is doing. When you see things clustering and piling up as trends, when you see everyone tending or magnetizing towards the same attitudes, actions, mindsets, and practices, go the other way. When you see the whole audience nodding their heads up and down, you're seeing people getting too comfortable. Rock the boat, shake things up, speak your mind, sharpen that voice. Dissent, break things on purpose, do the unexpected. You never know what might break open for you. Start practicing these for yourself, but also share. Teach this to your teams, to your fellow man, to your friends inside and outside of Agile, and let me know what happens for you. Folks, thank you very much for listening, for being true believers, for being my tribe of badass Agile maniacs. I love you all, and please reach out at badassagile.com. You can also find me on Twitter at badass_agile. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, stay badass.